culture and science of our past. We would learn about Indian literature, literary works on different subjects, architecture, science, maths, shipbuilding and navigation in ancient India. Literature. India has 22 officially recognized languages, and a huge variety of literature has been produced in these languages over the years. In Indian literature, both oral and written forms are important. Hindu literary traditions dominated the large part of Indian culture. Apart from the Vedas, which are a sacred form of knowledge, there are other works such as the Hindu epics Ramayana and Mahabharata, treatises such as Vastu Shastra in architecture and town planning and Arthashastra in political science. Hindu literary traditions dominated the large part of Indian culture. Hindu drama, poetry and songs were also written in the ancient times, like Vedas. There are 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda and Atharveda, each consisting of 4 parts. The primary portion is the mantra or hymn section, Samhita. To this, ritualistic teachings, Brahmanas, and the theological sections, Aranyaka, are added. Each section explains some aspect of the hymns and interprets them. Upanishads. Upanishads gives us both spiritual vision and philosophical argument. They set forth the prime Vedic doctrines like self-realization, yoga and meditation, karma and reincarnation. Epics. Indian mythology consists of tales of gods, the Devas, and the Asuras. There are only 2 famous Indian epics. They are Mahabharata and Ramayana. The Mahabharata is the book written by the poet Ved Vyas. It is the epic tale of the quarrel between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Ramayana, Sanskrit epic by Valmiki, based on the story of Ram, son of King Dashrath of Ayodhya. The Mahabharata is the story of a great war that ended one and began another. The core event of the story is the great battle that was fought on the field of Kurukshetra between the 5 sons of King Pandu and their allies on the one side and with their allies on another side. The Bhagavad Gita is also a part of the Mahabharata. It is the dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, taking place on the battlefield before the climatic struggle between good and evil. Ramayana. The Ramayana was written by Valmiki. This epic tells the story of Ram, the prince of Ayodhya, whose wife Sita is abducted by the Rakshasa or demon Ravan. Purans. There are 18 major Purans and a few minor ones. Each is a long book consisting of various stories of gods and goddesses, hymns, an outline of ancient history, rules of life, rituals, and instructions on spiritual knowledge. Sutras. The Sutra are the ancient treatises on various subjects, illustrate various rituals, and also shed light on geometry and mathematics coming up during that period. Sutras deal with the practical rules of caste and of human beings in their social economic, and religious relations. Buddhist text. Written in the Pali language, the text of early Buddhism originated in the first few centuries after the death of Buddha in 483 BC. In Dhammapada, rich variety of meanings which can be ascribed to the Dhamma and the Pada, the title may be translated as the way of virtue, the path of the law, the foundation of religion, or utterance of scriptures. Jakarta tales are also a part of sacred Buddhist literature, consist of stories of Siddhartha Gautama, the future Buddha. Jain text. In Prakrit, they contain the passages highlighting the event that took place in the life of Mahavira. Other literary works. Arthashastra. Arthashastra is an ancient India treatise on economics and politics. Kalidasa's plays. Kalidasa is regarded as the most outstanding writer of classical Sanskrit. Harshacharitra. The Harshacharitra is biography of King Harsha written by Banabhatta. Sangam literature. Highlighting the political, economic and social life of Tamils in that period. Works by foreign travelers. Architecture. Architecture in prehistoric times. The earliest architecture in Indus Valley civilization was characterized by well-planned cities and houses. In Chalcolithic period, buildings and houses made of large stones. Vedic. The Vedic hymn speak of purse made up of stone and metal. In Vedic times, there existed houses with thatched roofs, houses of bricks and stone having a courtyard in the middle, and finally with sheds for animals. Mauryan architecture. Wood was the basic material of Mauryan architecture. The stupa formed an important part of architectural achievement of Maurya in history. The word stupa means something raised and came to be used as the Buddhist architectural term for a mount containing the relics of Buddha. Gandhra and Mathura school of art were the perfect examples of Greco-Roman influence on Indian architecture. Architecture in the era of Satavahanas. Satavahanas were not only able rulers but were also lovers of architecture. Satavahanas constructed and viharas. The chaityas were the rock-cut halls enclosing the stupas, while the viharas were the dwelling places near chaityas donated to the normally wandering Buddhist monk. Hinayana viharas can be seen in Ajanta, Ellora and Orison hills in the east coast and the Nasik, Bedsa, Kondane and Pitalkhora in the western Ghats. Architecture in the Gupta period. Gupta architecture was dedicated to building stone temples to the various Hindu gods. Narayana Temple at Devghar, Sanchi Temple, Bhitargaon Temple and Cave Temple at Ajanta were built during this period. The architecture of Nalanda has always been appreciated by the foreigners. Ellora and Ajanta caves are example of the art that the Chalukya Empire patronized. Temple with dome-like roofs are typical of the Chola dynasty. Mathematics. It is now generally accepted that India was the birthplace of several mathematical concepts, including zero, the decimal system, algebra, algorithm, square root, and cube root. Algebraic theories and other mathematical concepts were collected and further developed by the Indian in 500 AD in Patna city, then called Patliputra. He referred to algebra as Bij Ganitam in his treatise on mathematics named Aryabhatta. Astronomy. The earliest references to astronomy are found in the Rig Veda. The astronomical principles were often borrowed to explain matters pertaining to astrology, like casting of a horoscope. Science of astronomy resulted in several discoveries in India, including the calculation of occurrences of eclipse, calculation of Earth's circumference, theorizing about gravity, and determining the number of planets in the solar system. Chemistry. Metallurgy has remained central to the all civilization from the Bronze Age to the Iron Age and later. It is believed that the basic idea of smelting and the Near East. Ancient India's advanced chemical science also finds expression in activities like distillation of perfumes, manufacturing of dyes and chemicals, preparation of pigments and colors, and polishing of mirrors. Medicines. The science of medicine originates in the ancient India as Ayurveda. Charaka Samhita deals with a variety of matters covering physiology, digestion, metabolism, and so on. Sushruta, a medical practitioner, lived around 1 BC in Kashi, now called Varanasi. Shipbuilding and navigation. The science of shipbuilding and navigation were well known to ancient Indians. Summary. The body of written works of a language, period, or culture is called literature. The Purans are the richest collection of mythology in the world. Upanishada means the inner or mystic teaching. They give us both spiritual vision and philosophical argument. Science and technology in ancient India covered all the major branches of human knowledge and active indulgence mathematics, astronomy, chemistry, medical science, and surgery, and shipbuilding and navigation. Sangam literature and works like Harsha Charitra and Induka shed light on ancient people, their lives and rituals. That is all in this lesson. Have fun and enjoy learning.